Coming up on Motorhead Garage, we've got a great show for you. You're going to love it. Not as much as I'm loving it right now, but we've got some cool stuff for your LS engine. We've got a great toolbox for your truck, a multi-purpose toolbox. And speaking of multi-purpose, check out this Jeep hammock. This does much more than this, so stay tuned. We've got a lot for you on this show. Hey there, welcome to another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat. All right, Jeep owners, I've got something really cool to show you. It is a piece of fabric. All right, it's a lot more than that. It's called the JKloud, and it's a super cool accessory that's going to make your life more fun. It's going to make it make your Jeep more useful, and there are lots of things you can do with it. Patrick, you have invented the JKloud. Tell me what I'm looking at.
Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for being here.
Today I'm happy to show you guys the JKloud hammock for Jeep Wranglers. This is a multi-purpose hammock, so it's a full-length hammock, adjustable hammock, full-length eclipse sunshade, as well as a weather-resistant cargo cover.
All right, now the first thing that intrigues me is the hammock, and I know if you're out and about in the Jeep, you're living the beach life in California like you do, and you want to take a little siesta or camp overnight, this is the perfect thing. So let's see how it installs and how easy that is.
All right, let's give you the demonstration.
We've already done the first part, and frankly, it was kind of a little painful to watch here.
Yes, it was.
We had to cut some trim pieces. Tell me about that.
We had to cut the trim right here around the roll bar because we have to install these custom roll bar clamps, and these clamps will actually allow you to hang the hammock full length in your Jeep, as well as elevating you above your gear if you have any gear in your trunk.
And that's the hardest part of the procedure.
That's
and I said it hurt a little bit to watch it, but when you see the end result, it looks great. These brackets are super cool. Tell me how they're made.
These are actually made from a 6061 aluminum. They are anodized, and a couple of the versions are painted. And we actually anodize 18 different color options for these, so you can match your Jeep or get your favorite color.
Oh, most places you've got to make a giant batch order to get a special color.
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent, but it looks great in silver too. I dig that.
Yes.
Jeep people love to customize, and you can do it right down to the brackets.
Yes, absolutely.
Now that's by far the hardest step, and it's really not that hard. The next one's increasingly simple. It's just a couple of straps here on the roll bar. And tell me what we're doing here.
We're going to take the strap, we're going to loop it around the roll bar.
Okay.
We're going to put the tail end through the other loop, pull it tight, and you're good to go.
And does this have to go on this part of the roll bar?
The straps can actually go anywhere along the roll bar, but if we're going to hang a full-length hammock, this is the desired position right here.
Gotcha, and you can put the seats down though and move it forward if you want to have the hammock in the front.
Move the front seats forward, and the rear seats we're just going to fold down.
All right.
And this gives us plenty of space to set up our hammock.
All right, so let's get this thing attached. How do we do it?
We're just going to clip it in the corners using the carabiners. So right here, one on each side, go clip it in. I'll do this on this side.
How strong are these carabiners?
These carabiners are going to hold as much weight as you got. They are all steel.
Excellent. And up front here?
In the front, we're just going to repeat the process. We're going to use the aluminum carabiners.
Okay.
Right in the corner there.
Again, super strong aluminum.
Super strong aluminum. And attach it on. Actually, you can attach it on any one of these three rings.
You do it on the second one there?
I'm going to do it on the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to give us a nice level surface.
Cool. How much weight are we talking here? What does this hold?
This is holding up to 350 pounds easily, and we're going to demonstrate that today.
And it's a two-person hammock.
Two-person hammock, correct.
All right, now what's this made of?
The JKloud is made of a military spec 1000 denier Cordura nylon, and it has a super strong 2-inch webbing around the whole border. And I'm literally going to show you how strong it is right now. I'm going to jump onto the JKloud, my favorite part.
Go for it. Excellent, and lots of room too. We even you brought your lovely assistant Rachel with you.
I did. This is Rachel. She's going to show us how much space there is here.
Can you think of anything better than that? Hanging out in your Jeep with a friend? That's awesome. Now there are different configurations for this as well, right?
Yes, there sure are. We're going to show you many different configurations and how we can set it up. Now you can hang the hammock from any of these grommets around the border using the 2 straps in the front. We're going to hang an extra 2 straps right here, so you can adjust this hammock into many different sizes.
But it's not just a hammock, of course, it's also a top.
Yes, this is a full-length eclipse sunshade, completely weather-resistant and fade-resistant. It's a cargo cover.
So whether you're on the go or lazing around, this thing is perfect for you. One JKloud does it all. You can check them out at jkloud.us.
Or hashtag JeepNap.
You got it. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Top Lift Pros, live outside the box with Top Lift Pros. And by Topcoat, advanced coating solutions through innovation and technology.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat. Now this is an LS motor. A lot of folks are using these to drop into their old street rod to upgrade them, maybe for a new build, because they give you consistent power, reliable power, and pretty inexpensively. And another great thing about them is they're pretty simple to install and maintain, except sometimes when it comes to wiring. And that is a whole different ball of wax. And Matt, that is where you with LS Harness Connection come in. How do you make things simpler for folks using an LS engine?
I provide a drop-in solution for their wiring. I end up going from a full OEM harness and make something that's standalone, and I do that with all new wire.
All new wire. So this isn't, I'm not sending you my wiring harness that I've had for years and years and years.
No, sir. So all of the harnesses that I build, everything that comes out from LS Harness Connection is actually all new. New wire, new terminals, new connectors, everything's new. And I do that because I want to be able to provide a warranty for what I'm sending out to my customers.
So you can be sure that every inch of that wire is working the way it's supposed to work.
Yes, sir. I got started with reworks and I did a couple, and I had a few instances where some wire was broken or corroded midway, and that takes a lot of time to troubleshoot. So in order to provide something that will work long term, I ended up just going with a new wire.
You take all the question marks out of it. I like that.
Yes, sir.
And this is what you start with. This is what the harness looks like before you get it wrapped, which brings us to one of the wraps you offer. This is sort of the OEM look. Tell me about this.
So this is just going to be my corrugated split loom. It comes standard with all of the harnesses. It provides great abrasion protection for the wiring. It's larger than the wire. It keeps it safe. My one issue with it is that it's unsealed. So, you know, if you're doing a lot of off-roading, or if you're going to be using this harness for an extended period of time, some dirt and debris could get down in this wire bundle, and eventually over time it will degrade the wire jacket, causing to shorts and arcing. So what I like to do is pair the corrugated split loom with my harness tape, and what that does is it actually seals the split loom, and it allows prevention for ingress of dirt and debris, water, oil. A great thing about the harness tape also is that it's heat, abrasion, and chemical resistant. So if you're filling your oil or your power steering fluid, you don't have to worry about spilling any of that on the harness. It's not going to ingress into the harness. It's not going to damage your wire, and if you have it close to your headers or any other heat source, it's resistant up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So it provides great all-around protection, and it looks great.
Another look that's really cool is this braided loom that you've used on this harness. It's a really popular look. That's also an upgrade that you offer, right?
Yes, sir. So the braided loom is a great solution. It does make any engine bay pop, looks great. It's real lightweight and flexible. That is one big benefit over the corrugated split loom, is it's so lightweight and flexible. This is kind of bulky. It is hard to route through the engine bay. But this is, like I said, it's lightweight, flexible. The only downside to it that a lot of people don't ever think about is you've got millions of small holes all over the harness. So, you know, if this was
same problem as this.
Same issue with this. You know, you still end up with ingress of dirt, debris. If you do a lot of off-roading, I do some harnesses for Jeeps. So if you get debris down in that wire bundle, over time it will degrade that, and like I said, it will lead to arcing and shorting of the harness. So a lot of times what I do is I'll actually cover the harness with the harness tape first. That way it provides the same heat, abrasion, and chemical protection of the standard harness tape, but it also gives it the clean look of the braided loom laid over top. So it does a full protection of the harness, gives it a great look, and it's easy to route.
You don't hear a lot of people mention that, and I think that's a really, really cool way to solve a lot of problems down the road.
Thank you.
And sort of in a similar fashion here, we're looking at the fuse blocks that you offer. This is the standard one. It's open. And then why would somebody want this one?
So the standard fuse block, it's open, and they do route inside of the engine, but if you live in moist climates or if you're doing a lot of off-road, also catered toward the Jeep crowd or any sort of off-road vehicle, you know, this does allow stuff to get in the actual terminal space, which can cause some sort of, electric interference. I moved to this Eaton fuse block because it is fully sealed. It is IP67 rated, so it's the highest rating for ingress protection. And then on the back side of it, once it's all completely built up, all of the terminal spaces are either filled with a cavity plug or with a terminal seal. So it provides ingress protection from both sides to make sure that nothing ends up corroding your terminals. That way you get full protection of your harness.
I love the way you've sealed it up. That means you can use this anywhere.
Yes, the beauty of the LS is that you can install it in anything. I've done several harnesses for airboats, regular water boats. So if there's something that you want to put it in, it can be done.
That's great. Where's all the wire made? Where's everything?
It's all made in the USA. It's all handcrafted. I build everything by hand, so definitely something that you can trust.
Well, that's great. You can definitely trust this guy because when he's not doing this, he's working on $80 million jets for the military. Yes. Pretty cool stuff. You can get a custom tune. You can also get a great wiring harness. Go to lsharnessconnection.com. We will be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat right after this.
Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
I want to give you a tip that's usually overlooked when doing a brake job. It's called lubing the caliper slides. And first we have to understand how it works and why do we want to lube them. Well, when you apply the brakes on a moving caliper, the inboard pad contacts the rotor, then the whole caliper kind of shifts over. It has to move over for the outboard pad to make a good coefficient of friction against this rotor to stop your car. Well, you want to lube the slides. Well, what does that mean? Well, you go get you some brake or ceramic lube right here, and you want to put it where the caliper moves. Well, I said there's two types of moving calipers. If you take a look at this graphic right here, you can actually see there's a sliding caliper and a floating caliper. Now this is important because if you have a sliding caliper, you want to go ahead and clean the surfaces up there by the support key, the spring, and the ways up there. That's where the caliper moves back and forth when the driver applies the brakes. Now on the other side, the floating caliper, it's actually floating on those guide pins. So you want to pull them out, put them on a wire wheel, clean them really, really well. Now on our Ferrari here, we actually have a sliding caliper here. So you would just take a wire brush, go and clean it, make sure you do it. Brake jobs are common, but lubing the caliper slides is often forgotten. So make sure you do it on every brake job.
You are locked on to Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat. You know, there's nothing more useful than a pickup truck, but there's a way to make it even more useful, to make it work for you. Our old buddies Brian Loans and John Gardner can show you how.
You know, every day across America, millions of tradespeople, construction workers, welders, ranchers, and farmers drive down the road in their pickup trucks with toolboxes like this in the back. And, well, you think you've seen one, you've seen them all. This ain't just a toolbox, and I promise you ain't seen nothing like it before. This is the CIC Powerbox, and I'm here with Mike from CIC Powerbox. You're the inventor, creator, innovator behind this product. Tell me why this isn't just a toolbox.
Well, this is a toolbox that has built into it an electric generator, an air compressor system, and a jump start system that's available to use at any remote job site, and it doesn't use your truck power.
So, you know, we talk about job sites and they're normally run by generators. Guys are buying gas, they're dragging stuff in and out of their trucks every day. What you're telling me is what I'm looking at right here replaces that completely.
Completely. You still have room for your tools when you're done. You've got AC power with one switch, you turn it on, you've got AC power here, 30-foot extension cord, you've got AC outlets here, you've got bus strip inside so you can plug in all your hand tools, battery power tools. You got air power, just turn on your air compressor. You've got a 25-foot air hose you can run with your air compressor out on the job site. You've even got an auxiliary hose here that you can add in a spare tank, and jumper cables. Heavy-duty 1-gauge jumper cables, plug in right to the side here, and you can jump start tractors, combines, semi-trailer trucks, any 12-volt system.
That was going to be my next question, is we're going to move over and check out, this is the crossover style box. We're going to go check out the chest over here. Let's talk about power, because this isn't a deal where you're going to run a 12-volt drill for 10 minutes and then be waiting to charge it up again.
No, our smallest system starts with a 4-hour battery system, and then it goes to a 6-hour contractor's battery system, and then we've even got a Boss 8-hour battery system, which will basically last you all day. And it does hook up to your vehicle when your vehicle is running, and only when your vehicle is running. So if you do use a lot of power out of it, just start your truck and you still have power. You can continue working. It basically replaces the generator at that point.
And the amazing thing too is you can actually jump your own truck to start with the box.
Correct. If you happen to leave the dome light on in your pickup and your battery's dead in the morning, you just flip a switch inside the box and it will reverse the power back to your truck and it will jump start your vehicle, so you still can't be late for work. I'm sorry.
You know, you have a lot of these units out in the field. Let's talk about some of the different applications that you see being used.
Oh gosh, our demographic for our marketplace goes everywhere. We're selling to construction companies, we're selling to farmers and ranchers, we're selling to all of those kind of people that basically need remote power wherever they go.
But as Brian said earlier, you ain't seen nothing yet, because we're going to put it into action. I'm here with Morgan. Morgan, we're actually going to jack up this truck and take off a couple lug nuts with a self-contained unit. Walk me through the process.
Absolutely, John. So what we've already done is we've already set up our pneumatic jack up underneath. It's a 20-ton jack, so you can jack up very heavy equipment with this alongside one of your trucks. But the AC power does charge the compression system, so we already have all of that on. We already have a 5-gallon air reserve built in, a 3-gallon air reserve built in, 5-gallon air tank inside through the auxiliary. So we have 8 gallons of air reserve right now. We're going to jack up the tire, take off a couple lugs for it.
All right, well, let's get it jacking up. Now, we placed the jack stand under the axle, made sure it's safe. It's got all its self-contained equipment here. I mean, this is incredible. We're talking about 6 years patent in the making here. This is patented, available to you and the public. So the truck's up that easy.
Yeah, you know, that quick. We're already done, John, and now I'm just going to take off a couple lugs with our electric impact out of our 2,000 watt continuous AC output with a 4,000 watt peak.
Wow, go for it.
Justin, we've seen how the Powerbox could literally save someone's own bacon on the side of the road, but if you're an ornamental iron worker, somebody that's out there doing metal work in the field, also a great solution, right?
Yeah, this is a great solution for you to be able to do all of your metal work right out of the back of your truck.
Fire at will.
All right.
So you got an angle grinder here?
We got the angle grinder here, and what we're going to do is just kind of demonstrate that you can really run it to what you need to do.
Yeah, this isn't something that 20 minutes into using the grinder, it's going to be dying on you. There's hours and hours of power here.
Hours of use out of this.
Michael, the box is phenomenal. What about the installation, man? It's just as easy, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you, John. Yeah, that's really the beauty of the product, is it's super simple to install. It's one positive wire that runs directly to the positive terminal on the vehicle battery. Then you have a negative that runs right to the chassis of the vehicle to ground out the system. And then you simply plug it right into the quick disconnect at the base of the system, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Now, what about my vehicle? Do I need to upgrade the charging system or anything?
Not at all. You don't need any kind of vehicle upgrades, no modifications to your alternator. The system is compatible with any 12-volt system.
I'll tell you what, I'm sold, I'm speechless, but someone who's never speechless is Brian. Let's check in with him.
Go ahead and turn this down a second. You know, CIC Powerbox offers a ton of different great options, including stuff like this. Full-on stereo with a power antenna. You can keep the whole job site alive all day with tunes. You can also get the boxes powder-coated black. A bunch of things you can do. Check out the company's website. Mike, the story I want to know, what is the CIC in CIC Powerbox?
Well, it stands for, if you take and own a power box and you go out in the middle of the woods and build something with it, people ask you why you did that, you can say, 'cause I can.
There you go. The story behind the story at CIC Powerbox. One of the neatest things we've ever had come through the shop.
Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat. We'll be right back after this, so don't touch that dial. Does anybody have dials anymore? I guess if you do, you've got a really old TV. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. ETA Manufacturing, lift stands that will transform the way you work on your car. Jones Performance Products, the finest in fiberglass truck hoods and the home of truck rods. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
You know, I do a lot of home improvement stuff, and just a few weeks ago I was working on a plumbing project and needed to replace one little thing and discovered that there's some other stuff down the line that needed to be replaced too. So there's a bunch of trips back and forth from the store, and I find the same thing with a lot of auto repairs also. How can rockauto.com save me that hassle?
We have a lot more assemblies now, so you get everything you need ready to go, ready to install. For example, we have this wheel bearing hub knuckle assembly that you don't need a press to press the bearing in. You won't be surprised if, okay, this knuckle's bent a little bit or it's corroded, and when you get halfway through and you gotta put everything on hold, it's all clean, new, ready to install.
What if I look at, say, this part and discover I only need one little bit of it and the rest of it is fine?
Well, yeah, we sell the individual parts also. You just look through our catalog and you'll see the part. And then when you have lots of choices like this, if you have the front and rear, you care about different brands, you can just unclick. If you just want front, you unclick rear, and you just see the front pieces, or you can search for a specific manufacturer that you prefer. And we have a huge selection, and this simplifies the choices for you.
Big selection, reliably low prices, and now with assemblies, rockauto.com can make your job really easy as well.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
All right, Motorheads, we know you are backyard mechanics. You love to work on your vehicle, in your garage, in your yard, whatever you got to do to get it done. And if you're working on it in your yard, there is no chance you're going to be able to get a regular mechanic's creeper underneath. It's got the wheels, the casters are not going to move on grass. They're not going to move over the roots of the trees. You're going to have a big struggle on your hands. That's why you want to turn to the one, the only Magic Creeper. Magic Creeper is two pieces of fabric that glide over each other just like you are on the ice, and it goes back and forth underneath the car, left and right if you need to maneuver under the vehicle, and it gives you plenty of ground clearance. Most cars are only about 8 inches off the ground. Magic Creeper gives you a chance to get underneath that. If you have a standard creeper, of course the wheels are going to take up a few inches. It's going to put you closer to the car. There's no way you're going to be able to get under your vehicle to work on it. Another use for you backyard mechanics, the Magic Creeper works as a knee pad. If you're changing a tire or something like that, you've seen me do that. It sounds kind of funny, but it really will save your knees a day of working on your car like that. You're going to be glad you have the Magic Creeper. Even if you're just washing it, it is perfect to use as a knee pad. It cleans off really easily no matter what you get on it, grease, oil, any kind of dirt, it's going to come right off of the Magic Creeper. And finally, you backyard mechanics, if you got a nice paint job you don't want to mess with, you can put the Magic Creeper over the fender, use it as a cover to protect your paint job. Protect your ride using the Magic Creeper. Now, if you look online, you're going to find the Magic Creeper everywhere, but the only place to find the real Magic Creeper, the authentic Magic Creeper, is magiccreeper.com. Accept no imitations. Check out the Magic Creeper. That is going to do it for this episode. We are glad you tuned in and took the ride with us. We're going to do it again next week, so be sure to tune in. In the meantime, you can check out our Facebook page and see what's new at Motorhead Garage. And if you want to see something featured on our show, email Jeff at masterstv.com. From our entire crew, we will see you next week here on Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat. So long.